Setting up this camera has been quite the task today. Well, hello!
Poor bean.
Okay, the process of getting this video together today has been, a process. But anyway, guys, today I am going to be doing something that I've been wanting to do throughout this whole quarantine, but I didn't do it because I feel like everybody in this quarantine is in a different circumstance. Working from home, being frontline, being essential, I don't really know, doing school from home, maybe living in a different climate than others. Ouch, scratch my face, ouch. Everybody's in different circumstances and not everybody has the same resources, but I want to do this video anyway because maybe we can relate, we can talk about it in the comments, give you ideas, you can give me ideas. But anyway, I want to show some ways to stay sane during the quarantine. So it's been really hard for me to stay sane. I've gone through so much the past, I want to say we've been doing this for almost 3 months now. I don't know, I've lost count. It's been crazy. If you hear crunching, my dog is eating. But it's been hard to kind of keep your sanity during this because I'm not really an extrovert or an introvert. I'm like in between. Like I do like to go out and do things with friends and get a peace of mind and some fresh air, but at the same time I do like to be inside and have a break from all the chaos of the world. But right now I feel like it's just been too much of a break. So it's kind of hard to keep your sane when you're locked inside, you're trapped inside, when the weather's bad and you just feel like you want to give up. And I've been there during this whole thing. I feel it almost every day. I feel like I'm in a prison. Like you just eat, poop, pee, and you sleep and repeat. And it's like this never ending cycle of boringness. These are some of the things I've been doing to stay sane, or at least attempting to. And you can try these, attempt these, whatever, but just try to find some ways to keep your mind focused and motivated because it's really hard to stay motivated through all this. So let's go ahead and get started. And I don't have a particular amount / an order. We're just going to talk about the things I've been doing. So let's get into it. So one of the things I've been doing is staying active during the quarantine. Now, I bought myself a bike, so when the weather's nice, because the weather's warming up here in Ohio, I can go out and ride my bike, and it's active plus going out, getting some fresh air. Excuse my mom yelling in the background. It's going out, you're staying active, you're breathing in fresh air, and you're getting your gears going, no pun intended. And it's just fun to ride a bike. I haven't rode a bike since like the 8th grade, and it's elaborate, but it's really not. It's just riding a bike. But it's been fun. It's been an interesting experience because I thought I'd be able to get back on there. I was wiggling a little bit, but it was a fun experience. So I would just say, for my first tip, is to stay active. I've also been doing an at-home workout. I don't work out normally. Usually the most active I am is at work. I work 12 hours on my feet all day, and that's about as active as I can get because after that I'm just pooped. But I've been doing an at-home workout. I have this yoga mat that I use, and I have this workout that's like an ab workout because I don't necessarily want to lose weight. I'm just kind of working out to just stay active. So I'm not doing some intense bodybuilding workout, but it's a way to stay active and keeps your brain fresh, keeps your body moving, and especially if you're working from home and you're used to maybe walking around an office at some point or walking around a building and now you're not getting your blood pumping as much as you used to, just do like a small workout at home, not super intense, or go for a walk around the block once a week or something, just to kind of stay active. And that's my first tip. For my next tip, I might have to actually read from my notes because I have to explain this one. So the next tip is, if your family is driving you nuts, if you have a large family or even a small family, it's just me, my dad, my mom, and my sister, but we are all different and we all can get on each other's nerves like that. And I love my family, don't get me wrong, but we were not meant to spend every waking moment together. I think you appreciate people more when you spend time away from them versus spending every waking moment with them. But if your family is just on your last nerves and you're getting ready to explode, what I've been doing is just going to my room, watching TV, or just finding a quiet activity in my room that's just going to calm me down, because you just can't run to a friend's house right now or anything. So maybe you can call your friend or something. But if you're just really getting tired of seeing your family's face, I know it sounds so terrible, but it's true. Like, it just gets hard to constantly be in the same house with the same people for months on end. Just go to your room. I've spent like 2 days in my room in a row because I just wanted a break from everybody. Go to your room and just find something to do in your room and have some peace and quiet. Or just take a drive. Take a drive around the block, or if it's nice out, put your windows down, listen to some therapeutic music to get you through the moment you're going through. But definitely find moments to isolate yourself so you're not constantly with those people in your house that are going to irritate you all the time. And I'm not saying that they're irritating me every day, but when you're just having a moment where everybody's just getting stir crazy and ready to just be away from each other, just go to your room, relax, or take a drive, just get away for a minute, because you can't really go to any place, but you can drive your car. So at least we're allowed to here in Ohio. So my next tip is to get some fresh air. So if it's warm where you are, then definitely go outside. Even if you're not typically an outdoorsy type of person, this time in the earth, or in these times, I don't know how to describe it, you should definitely be getting some fresh air. The fresh air is good for your mind, your body, your soul. It's really good to get fresh air. It's good for I know, like, the sun is bad for your skin, but you do need vitamin D. So go outside, get some fresh air, sit in the lawn chair and just take in the air. If you have pets, go outside, run around with your dog. If you have a dog, that'd be nice. If you live on a farm, go ride the horse or something. I feel like if I lived on a farm right now, that'd be awesome, because when you're working on a farm, I feel like it's never-ending work. So, like, it's kind of fun. I don't know. I've never done it, so I guess I'm just speaking from no experience at all. Definitely go outside and get some fresh air. Take a walk, play with your dog. If you are a sports type person and you play a sport and you have like the stuff you can use at your house for that sport, like I am into soccer, so I have 2 soccer goals in my backyard and I go out there and play when it's a nice day with the dogs. They love to do that. If you play basketball and you have a basketball, go outside and practice some dribbling or some cool moves or something. This is a great time to practice your sport and get better at your sport because you have all this time. So yeah, so the next tip is just to get some fresh air, go outside and just do something for a couple hours, or even just like 30 minutes, just to go outside and escape your house for a little bit. So the next one I think is really important, and it's keep in contact with friends and family. So I think that usually social media can be a curse, but I feel like right now it's a blessing, because these are the times where you can connect with people. So if you're bored at home and you haven't talked to your cousin in a while and you have their number but you just never talk to them, FaceTime them, video chat them, call them, text them, whatever it is, and just talk and just, have a good time together. Because I know that I've been talking to some family. My little cousin FaceTimed me right when this quarantine first started, because she's been doing school from home, and she FaceTimed me one day and I got to see my aunt and my little cousins, and it was a good time. I miss them so much. They live in Florida. I don't get to see them that much anymore. So I would definitely say, if you're able to, make sure you stay in contact with friends that you normally see on a regular basis. Make sure you FaceTime them or Skype or video chat and text, send pictures to each other. Just make sure you're staying in contact, because it can maybe be awkward once you reconnect and you're used to seeing each other every day, and like the first day you're hanging out, you're just like, so just stay in contact with friends and family. And I think that's like social media, I feel like, is normally a curse because it just takes over our lives. But for this time right now, I feel like it might be a pro, because you can connect with friends and family while going through a hard time. The next one I tried to do myself, but it didn't work. Well, I mean, I guess it did. But try a new hobby, or start a new hobby or something. I've never really had a hobby, like, at all. But I would consider organizing my hobby, because I love to organize. Like, anytime I can organize, because sometimes I feel like my life is so unorganized. So there's so many things around the house my mom always wants to get done but doesn't have the time, so I always find myself doing it. I organized the garage for her one day. I just organized the closet for her yesterday. I rearranged my room when this all This was like maybe mid-April. I was just so tired of being in my room every day. It was like I was tired of looking at the same bed and the same walls. So I rearranged my room just to kind of get a different look. It did work. I really like my room now. Excuse my sister's dogs. So try a hobby. I don't know if you can do collecting. I guess the only hobby you can really do right now is online shopping, but maybe knitting, making bracelets. This resident at my work makes me like 10 bracelets a day. She's found her a hobby. So my next step is to maybe start a hobby, or an old hobby that you might have done once before that you can rekindle the fire. So that is that tip. Start a hobby or rekindle the fire of an old hobby that you lost. Like other hobbies like scrapbooking. I haven't done scrapbooking in a long time, but I recently made a photo album for my family because I was so bored. There's puzzles, or like I said, renovations that you can do to your house. So yeah, so hobbies. I wish I had more hobbies, but I just don't get into certain things. Like I said before, if you have pets, take this time to really show them your appreciation, because I always miss my dog when I'm at work. And even though my life hasn't really changed because I'm an essential worker, my hours are shortened just a little bit, and I've loved spending time with my dog and being able to really get to know him better, and seeing that he really needed to go to the vet, and we took care of that. But if you have pets, this is a good time to really appreciate your pets because they're always there for you in your hard times. I'm not a huge video game person, but this might be a good time to maybe start playing video games. I have an Xbox and a Switch. I don't really play either. I begged for my Switch for Christmas, and I haven't picked it up in a really long time. I bought Animal Crossing, but I don't really ever play it because I just can't get into it. I know, I'm sorry. But video games, if you're into video games, hopefully if you're like a kid watching this and your parents don't allow you to play video games a lot, hopefully right now they're being a little lenient with that and they'll let you play it a little bit because it's so boring right now. Life is so boring right now. Hopefully you can play your video games. And then another thing you could probably do right now is if there's like a book that you've been dying to read, you could probably read the book. I have many books that I should probably finish that I've started, and I am not at home. I am not on quarantine. I mean, I am because I can't go places and I'm stuck at home, but I'm still an essential worker, so I still go to work. But if you're stuck at home literally 24/7, read a book, play video games, do things you might not even know you had the interest in, but find new interests. And then what I like to do every day that I want to start doing in my vlogs is whenever I go to bed at night, I started doing this like end of April. I look back at my day and, so much negative is going around with the quarantine or the virus, and you can either make it negative or you can change your perspective and see how it helped your life versus how it ruined your life. And so I was laying in my bed one night and I was like, what did the quarantine do for me today that is positive and not negative? And the first day I did this, I laid in my bed and I was like, I really needed a break from my jobs. There was a lot going on where I was just so tired every day and so exhausted from all the stuff that goes into both my jobs. And when the quarantine happened, I'm still working, but not near as intense as normal. And it's almost like, okay, that's a positive because I had just been really going through it. And now I can kind of just breathe a little at work because it's not as crazy as it normally is, which I kind of did a little video explaining that, my quarantine drive with me. And then every night I just think of something positive that happened to me instead of something negative because of the quarantine. So another thing positive that I realized is I have taken the time out to really focus on my health. I don't want to say my mental health because yes, 2020 was the year I was supposed to really focus on my mental health. Then Aaliyah passed, and then the quarantine happened, or I guess the quarantine happened, then Aaliyah passed, and it was like one thing after the next, and it's been really tough. But my physical health, I do not have the best diet. I kind of just eat and drink whatever and just say whatever every time. But lately I've just been feeling really inspired and motivated to really focus on my physical health. So I stopped drinking pop. I haven't drank pop. I can't tell you the last time I drank pop. I've been drinking water. I've been drinking strawberry water. That's my favorite thing to go to. I work in the food business, so it's kind of hard it's actually easy to get wrapped around the fact that you're around food all day. And even when you're not hungry, just smelling food can make you hungry. So it's really hard to not want to eat every 10 seconds when you work in the food business. I've been re-inspired to start doing my workout again. I started drinking more water. Like I said, I haven't drank pop in a while. I am drinking Gatorade. I have like 5 bottles behind my TV. I don't think you can see them. I've been drinking Gatorade too, but I feel like that's better than pop. So I've cut pop out of my diet completely. And I didn't even wean myself. Well, actually I did, because we have these like little tiny portion cups at work. They almost look like Jello shot cups, but I was using those to drink pop to kind of wean myself off of it, because I like Coca-Cola, I like Sprite, I like Pepsi, and I've completely cut it out of my diet, and I've been drinking water. Anyway, this is not about me in my healthiness. I'm just saying that you can maybe be motivated to take care of yourself a little more because you have the time to maybe slow down and focus on yourself more versus what's going on in your work life or whatever. Unless you're like a frontline worker, then maybe you actually have no time to think about yourself because you're worrying about others. But that's pretty much it for this video. So comment below or give this video a thumbs up if you've been doing any of these tips, or if you're going to take them and run with them. I think that you should, because some of them are good tips. These are all things that I've been attempting or have done or will do. It's just been crazy. But let me just address something. I know I have glasses. These are my blue light glasses, and since I film on my phone, I figure I should wear them when I film. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Don't forget that May is Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month. And if you want to see my video where I asked you guys to ask me questions, I want to do a Q&A about cystic fibrosis this year for CF Awareness Month. So please ask me your questions down below. And I might not be able to wear purple every day, but I do wear my bracelet honoring my 2 best friends every day who passed from the disease. So make sure you're spreading awareness this month. So ask me all your questions in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully next time I see you guys on my channel, some of this quarantine stuff will have lifted a little bit. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.